Hi, welcome to another video from TrueData. My name is Chris van der Zwaan, and in today's videos we're going to compare the difference between Azure Cost Management, Azure Cost Advisor, and hiring a FinOps consultant or buying external tooling. What are the differences? What could you already achieve with Azure Cost Advisor? What are the challenges maybe with that? And yeah, how far and what could you expect from a FinOps consulting? I think it's quite interesting topic. I do get a lot of questions about that. What is TrueData, or what is a FinOps consulting adding additionally towards the Azure Cost Advisor dashboards? So let's dive into it. So cloud costs are skyrocketing for many organizations. So therefore, organizations like yourself are implementing FinOps teams or buying external tooling or looking after the Azure Cost Management tooling embedded in Azure itself. But what are the key differences? What could you achieve with the different options? Do you need to buy tooling? Do you need to hire FinOps consultants? What is the data difference and the acts? Does it save you time? I think there is a significant difference between the different methodologies. But yeah, probably it comes all to transparency and data. So let's zoom into the details of what are the differences from the different approaches you could take. Let's start with Azure Cost Optimization and Azure Cost Advisor. And this is giving you already a high-level overview of what do you spend and analyzing your spend and what are the first recommendations in optimizing your spend. It's a built-in tool directly into your Azure environment, and it helps you to keep an eye on your spending and gives you some tools to manage your spend, but also it will give you some recommendations on where to optimize your costs. So in summary, I think you can do cost analysis, you could do budgets and alerting, and it gives you recommendations like reserved instance, saving plans, zombie resources, but really high level. And I think that's the challenge with it as well, right? It is high level, so you can't crunch the data because Microsoft is on a high level or it's leaking different data sources from a virtual machine name or subscription name. It is presenting the different recommendations and optimization strategies in a different way, in a different manner, so that makes it hard to understand. And it gives you the total outcome, right? But what is missing is the data behind it. What is it coming to that outcome so that you could properly data crunch and properly see what your expected saving is. Or in other words, in one word, it's leaking the transparency if you actually are cost optimizing and what is the actual cost optimization. And that's the main challenge to get that, understand the transparency behind the data that is provided about the dashboards. And that's then also the challenge to act on that data and to take it seriously and to implement those recommendations. So, and to be really action these data, you need more, in our view, you need more data points. You want to know on a more detailed level which measurements to analyze the different pricing measurements, right? You want to know what is the storage cost. You want to separate what is the storage cost, what is the VM cost, what is the license cost, what is the networking cost, what is then the reserved instance cost compared to what I pay today. Do I have a discount currently in place, right? You want to have so many more data points to be able to act on that data and to advise back to your organization that you are going to achieve a cost saving or not, right? Because we also see some examples where you don't achieve a cost saving with an Azure Hybrid Benefit or an RI, depending on how the machine runs. So that's what I mean, right? There is missing a lot of data points to really act on it and ensure you achieve great cost savings. So what are a few examples of the lack of the challenges we see at Azure Cost Advisor is first of all, the lack of data transparency and the same structure of all data, that you know, okay, which subscription do I do, which resource group am I talking about, which specific virtual machine am I talking about. You don't have all that data information available there. And also from a total price optimization point of view, is it including the license, excluding the license? So is the saving really 24%, or is it only 14% because I don't pay already for the license because I already applied hybrid benefit, or it's a dev test machine? That can be a real challenge in the Azure Cost Advisor exports and presented data. The presented saving opportunity is also showing you stopped VMs, right? Yeah, so it's stopped, so you don't pay for it any longer, or you only pay for the storage still out there. Reserved instances cost optimization, we reckon that it's not presented in the correct manner, but in most cases it's not in your favor. So we see a lower amount potential saving, while when we do the data crunching and we see a way bigger saving you could achieve. So then you could argue, can I trust this data, right? And that's a lot of what a lot of people do, and then just say, okay, let's don't do it because I don't trust it data, and that's a pity, because you want to cost optimize in your Azure environment. Right? Microsoft doesn't show the hybrid benefit recommendations, and they don't prioritize the different savings as well. So that could mean that when you look to reserved instances, and you think, okay, let's reserve 80 of this VM type, that maybe 60 machines are zombie resources. So then you do the pre-investment into zombie resources. So you want to also prioritize the different savings opportunities. Start with zombie, then resize, and then to the other optimization recommendations. Same with saving plans, right? It's a recommendation on a subscription level, which makes sense because you reserve compute on subscription level. But which VMs are included, right? Am I still running these VMs for the coming 1, 2, or 3 years? That's the detailed information you want to know to be able to apply those saving plans. If we then compare that with the FinOps consulting or other external tooling, the role of the data crunching, and that's exactly the main difference, right? The FinOps consulting is crunching your data, is providing you that transparency with all the different data points. And that gives you the insight, but also the confidence in what is presented, that it's an actual saving, because it's showing and presenting your actual current cost, right? And you can compare that one-on-one to the invoice from Microsoft, though it does make sense. And then it shows you the different data points on what is the RI cost, or how many cores is attached to this specific virtual machine. So how many licenses do I need to bring in for hybrid use benefit? Is it a zombie resource, and for how long? Is it only a look-back period for 7 days, which Azure Customer Advisor is looking for? Is that then fair to shut down? This is what I think the main difference and the comparison, the data crunching and the transparency and the number of details behind the data, which is needed to act on the optimization strategies. And they also focus on more points. So they focus on disk optimization, Azure hybrid use benefit, region optimization, a VM change so that it is eligible for RI. So the A-type machines, you can't use reserved instances, and you can't use hybrid benefit. So, but if you change your A-type machine to another type machine and apply hybrid benefit and apply RI, then you get a more capacity virtual machine against lower cost, right? Transparency and the detailed information, I think that's the key, what we already shared. Tracking the savings, right? You also want to know, is my bill in the end lowering, and where does it come from, right? You can measure on it and achieve your KPIs if you have any. And prioritized savings, I think I shared that already before. So what is then the added value of the FinOps consultant? Now, the FinOps consultant is providing you the data-driven approach to cost management, and based on those data and based on those insights, you are able to act directly on the recommendations, because the data is transparent. You know what we're talking about. You know exactly which specific virtual machine we're talking about, and what you could apply for that virtual machine and achieve for that virtual machine for lowering the cost. I think it's good to show you an example what is out of the box of Azure Cost Advisor. Then you could argue, okay, is this for me enough, and does this give me the confidence to to make the first steps, because I think it definitely is able to do that. Or you could then add manually yourself additional data to that from Azure Cost Advisor or from your total virtual machine overview or different resources, different exports out of Azure, and create your own full detailed analysis compared with the FinOps consulting approach, where you find the different data sources you find here, and then you can see, okay, what is indeed the data here. You find the more detailed information step by step on the different resources, different subscription, different virtual machine, and different pricing tags, so that you know where the actual cost saving is. So what is the conclusion? I think Azure Cost Management and Azure Cost Advisor is giving you the good first step into the insight. What are you using? What are you spending? Budget alerts, and also the first step into cost optimization recommendations. But if you need the details behind it, if you need the data analysis, really act on the data, and also ensure that you apply for the right recommendations and in a prioritized way, then the FinOps consulting is the better approach, or external tooling who is providing more data and more insights into that. I think, thank you for watching to another video. If you have any questions how you could data crunch your Azure environment, how you could achieve cost optimization strategies, more than happy to jump on a call and advise you on how to do that and achieve in the end the good cost savings from it. Thank you for now, and we see you next week.